Right, let's give this a go, see if this is working. Hopefully we're all good. Let's give this a refresh. We'll give that a refresh. Okay, that seems fine. That seems fine. Okay, seems like we're doing good. Nice one. Right, we're going to be playing a very straightforward Archaludon today, testing for EUIC. So it's very straightforward. Pokemon lineup, nothing exciting. 2-2 Dialga, 4-4 Arch, Fez, Relicanth, Rad Greninja. We have the Jamming Towers as the stadium card. This is contentious because obviously if we're expecting more Dragapult and Guardy, it goes up in value. But I really like Pokestop in the deck. Pokestop is just such a nice card. I've done basically all of my testing pre-Budu has been with Pokestop because it suits the deck so well. So I'm definitely going to be feeling the lack of consistency with this approach, but I respect that this is a better card in the new format. And then straightforward supporter lineup. Thornton's back in. I've had it in and out, but I feel like the deck's too vulnerable to not play Thornton. There's too many situations where if this gets gusts, you just don't do your game plan, and you need the comeback in some instances. So we're trying a very straightforward Arch today. And my plan is, on different days that I stream, I'm going to try this year, you've heard it here first, live now, to do a lot more streaming than in recent months, certainly, maybe even in recent years, to be more active on the streaming front. So we're going to be doing lots of different decks. So today, rather than bouncing around, I'm just doing an Archaludon block of games, I think is the plan. My opponent can't mill their own deck. That is a shame. Max has it going. Yeah, we're no longer a control deck because we don't have Pokestop, but we'll cope. We'll cope. I think just for some sound, I'll just put very low music on. Is that even on? I can't hit any of that. Anyway, I'm Legend. How's it going? Hello, YouTube crowd as well. I can't see you on the screen, but I can see you here. This is not Pokemon Violet. It should... Oh, this is meant to... It didn't update. Why did it not update? It should say Prismatic Evolutions Archaludon playtesting. That's funny. Did Jack just do that? Oh, that's even funnier. It wasn't even me. Stream name seems misleading. It should have the thumbnail of other thing, though. I'm getting distracted now. Right, what did he do? Got the squad. So we just need a one prize squadron, right? Don't think it's worth benching Dialga this turn. I definitely want to hammer in poke, so I'm not going to Greninja. Unless I use it with Night Stretcher. Interesting. Hammer and Poke is really valuable here. That's the one thing that I've figured out so far. But do I want this Dialga down? Probably not, right? Their setup is too good. We got to cycle the energy because we always want to start pitching these. Honestly, I think it's still attach, even though we want to get 2 energy in the bin. And I think we just forego Fez, try the difficult bench. That's all fine. Alright, we'll just hammer in. Okay, Patrick, how's it going? Good, thank you. I think the new trainers Pokemon are good? They certainly are. What do I think the Hops Pokemon? I think Hop's a little overrated. I did a Twitter poll, and Hopsmons are a bit overrated, I think, but obviously when you have that amount of damage mod, it's like a really obvious synergy that people can point to, and also like it has the vibes of Buzzrock, so I can see why people would think it's busted, but I don't think it's the same context of the format. So I'm sticking my neck out and saying that I don't think Hop will be the best trainers deck. Am I casting or playing next month? I'm playing at EUIC. The caster roster is out for EUIC, and I'm not casting. And this isn't one of those times where I say I'm not, but actually I am, because I can't say I'm not. Or that I can't say I am. I'm actually playing this one. My opponent's done me in, though. Look at this. Opponent is playing a cool deck. He's wrecking me with it too, huh? Daichi had Hop in D tier for his new rotation tier list. Not sure how serious he is. I mean, it's all... There's no data yet, right? They will have only just started theorying and playtesting. The Japanese channels that I've started watching, I'm only just starting to see battle videos pop up, so it's very much their first lists. D tier may be harsh for how few decks are actually going to be viable in the meta post-rotation. But we'll see. I do think it's being generally overhyped, but I've also not seen lists built in the way that I would have built them, so that's also like interesting, I suppose. Okay, drawing more arches really isn't great for me here. Another Night Stretcher going to be down. Don't think I can afford to go Fez here. I think I just need to research Rip. And... I think N's better than Hop. Yeah, I think N's better than Hop as well. I don't think that's like a super hot take, but my poll on Twitter seems to suggest that everyone thinks Hop is just like the GOAT. I guess I float energy here. Sure. Really need to see more Night Stretcher or Bull Search. Okay, we at least hit another Dura. They can Thornton, Candy Dusk, but they only have one Noctowl, right, to try and do it with. So that's a big combo. They still have Prime. I really don't want to put Dialga down for a Prime catcher play. I'm probably going to pitch Dialga for a Thornton play. Thin those and just hold. Hold. Okay, I'm glad I have Relicanth on the bench. That's going to be prime Thornton synergy. It's weird jumping towards the different chats. Getting used to doing a multi-stream. We're streaming on Twitch and on YouTube right now. It's the first time we're trying it. So, how's it going, everyone? Patrick, hello. Channel name, hello. I think Lily as an archetype is weak outside of Clefairy. Yeah, the Lily cards are really weird, right? Because they printed such a good tool, they have to be really limited on how good they can actually print everything. It's a strange situation. A catch-22 that they've put themselves in. I really don't want to research here. I think I just have to prod and put myself into a bad spot against Ino. It's weird, right? If I if I just prod and take 2, it keeps me potentially open for a Thornton line, but I don't have the Night Stretcher or Bull Search to get VSTAR next turn, and I don't really have enough chaps anyway. So maybe I just Thornton to Dura Thornton Relicanth to Dura now. But then again, if they prod me, then I can try and hunt a Pidgeot. So the Relicanth is actually fine. But I can always Night Stretch a back Relicanth. Yeah, I should just do this. And just keep my army, I think. And say I'm large. They can force me to 2 next turn. They need a lot from one knocked. Darmanitan does seem ridiculous, I agree. Whose Japanese channels do I recommend? I'm subbed to like a bunch of them, but I would have to like link them rather than name them because they're all I can't read them. Is it ever correct to dig for Thornton Arch there? Correct to dig for Thornton Arch. I only had one Dura down, right? So it's not like I could Thornton into a Dialga and make a big impact. Testing Pult, half your turns a draw pass with Budu. Well, hey, at least you got a Budu. Playing the Budiff? Maybe. Could be. Could be okay. Played this at Birmingham just badly. Oh dear. Interesting. Can't do anything great. No counter catch to dig towards, that's already gone. Do I really have to try and high roll here, saying that with Pidgeot he can beat me so often with a Dusknoir plus Prime? If I don't take prizes, he can only Pidgeot for like one of those pieces of 3, and he has no Noctowl. So I don't think I should be Night Stretchering Fez here, right? I just don't think that's correct. Oh, he doesn't need Gust either. Maybe I do have to Night Stretch a Fez here. Hope to find Boss Cyclone. That's so unlikely. What else can I do? I suppose Iono is good for me to pick up as well if I'm not taking prizes. But he can win on Prime. But maybe I Iono myself into Cyclone as well. This is all looking pretty gross. Need to kind of high roll from here. Boss, no Cyclone. Is it much better? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Why am I doing 2 times table? I'm dead as long as he hasn't prized Prime. He hasn't spent Prime yet. He's always had the luxury of Boss. I kind of just have to limit his plays at this point, right? I need to just say no Fez draw, no Dust Noir play. Make him have Prime in deck. I'm not sure if I'm seeing any other way to win here. I don't think there's another way to win. Backs against the wall. Prime is prized. Trust. Big trust. I'm trusting you. This is a 2-2 line of Dialga. It wasn't prized. Who lied? Own up. That was a tough one, right? We had both Dialga, both Dura sniped turn 2. They went first, got the setup. We went prod with 1 Dura, double Dura down, Dusk Pop Gust into... Not sure what else I could do there. We had that really weird, like, middling turn where I just thought and Relicanth, and that did not feel good. Maybe Research Dig, try and find Night Stretch was higher value there. I was valuing a guaranteed Dura quite high for a situation where I couldn't Dialga anyway. Something to think about. Because maybe if I'd researched the previous turn, I'd have more reach towards that boss or towards the... I just never had the opportunity to play that research for the rest of the game, right? Traffic Ghost isn't the... I mean, the matchup's fine if we go first. If we go first, it's a way better matchup, obviously. We can actually try and weave in Dialga in that situation a lot. But, yeah, that was tough. That was a tough one. What do I do with this hand? Nestball Greninja, hope. Well, that's good. Yeah, I guess we're Greninja-ing, right? We can't just make a Dura here. Genius. I don't think I need Jamming Tower against anything that plays Greninja, right? Guardy is very rarely playing Greninja now, I think. Well, at least somewhat rarer, I would say. And Dragapult definitely doesn't. I think we punt the jamming. I suppose I have to commit energy somewhere, knowing I have Night Stretcher. And I suppose I have Thought Churro, so I do it like this. Okay. You need a Don deck for post-rotation. Building an Arch deck now so I can play 2 separate decks at locals. Let me check my post-row documents for Miraidon. Biggest losses: Raikou, Raichu, Forest, Radgreninja, DTE. That's workable. You can work with that. We can live with that. Feels like you're probably not playing an Arven engine anymore if you don't have Forest Seal Stone in Miraidon. You're probably back to just yeeting with research. Is this just the Osaka list? Let me make sure. Don't want to misinform you. It's at least extremely close. It is exactly the Osaka list. Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's -1 Iono +1 Vessel. 59 cards. I think Vessel is disgusting. We're in a mirror that plays Bib. Trolley Energize. Okay. It would be good to not entirely brick, but here we are. They take 2 turns. So I probably want to be Ionoing them. Just to keep the options for both. GG go next. We are in trouble. That much is true. I guess I just keep floating energy. Not ideal. Not ideal. I think you have ×2 Pikachu EX and Sparkling Crystal. That's interesting. I guess lean more into the Pika side of things with Magneton, Pika EX. I could see it. I could see it. Tech, Clefairy, and Pearl into Pult. Teching Clefairy? I haven't thought about that so much. I guess Pult can tech Clefairy because it has Crispin, right? That's a pretty spicy idea. I like that. Have I seen all these early Japanese tier lists putting Hop at the bottom? I have. What do I think Archaludon's best placement will be this weekend at San Antonio? Great question. Probably top 16. What do I think of Archaludon with no Dialga going into Prismatic? They're basically, interestingly enough, the stats behind Arch with and without Dialga are like neck and neck right now for the play limitless data. They're almost identical on points earned. And I have to imagine more people are playing with Dialga. I feel like Dialga does let you just say I win the game at times, which is quite appealing, but it's also like a lot of cards committed. It's the 2/2 Dialga and the Thornton, right? Like in this case, my opponent is just announcing that he's won the game because he made a Dialga VSTAR, whereas if it was a pure Arch, in exactly this case, he would just be going 1 prize up and the game continues. You know? Has been a while since I was last live, that's true. That's true. Thoughts Arch with 1/1 Scizor and 2T Dialga. I think you got to pick a lane a bit more. I don't think you can do everything. I want more consistency in this list, not less, right? And I don't want to sacrifice more space. Wouldn't you want Thornton anyway, so you could evolve Archaludon / remove liability? No, I think you would just play Churros and Cyclone if you weren't playing Dialga. Don't think Thornton's that good. It's only good sometimes, but it does make those matchups almost auto-win. Yeah. True. I feel like it does make... I feel like at a regional I want to have that sort of power level. I want to be doing stuff that is just so gross that my opponent can't come back from. I like that in a deck, I think. So I probably will be playing with Dialga if I'm playing this. Man, he is getting huge. It really was a GG go next all along, huh? They haven't really made a mistake. They've just drawn good and done the thing. I need to try more of the trolley list as well, to be fair. I am kind of obsessed with this card. Again, there'll be matchups where the Evo Dialga V, like, not Evo, Energize to the Dialga V just looks so silly because it'll just get picked off and you'll feel like a fool, but there are times where it just destroys them, right? This is a GG next, right? Because they have Bib as well, and I can never target that. We're just never coming back from there. Matchup should be Guardy favored, but Star Kronos early. Got ya. Yeah. That's the thing, right? You win games you should have no business winning when it comes together. Has the deck treated me well? Not great. I'm not taking the wins or losses too much into account at the moment because A, I'm still learning the deck, and B, we're not even in Arceus tier, right? I've only just made it to Azelf or something, so I'm just using it to climb. But what I said at the start of the stream was I'm terrified that by cutting the Pokestops out of this list and playing jammings that I just brick a lot. And we're seeing that a little bit where the Terapagos completely wrecked a weak start and then a Mirror completely wrecked a weak start as well. This deck is quite quite Arceus-like in that regard, and that your turn 1 you have like 2 actions and hope for the best. Like here my Lone Dura could get donked by a Raging Bolt and there's just nothing I can do. Apart from take 3 mulligans and they still don't help. But then we hit the extra, yeah, like, in this exact instance it's okay because I can bench Fez and I'm holding Thornton. So it might all be okay. TM. Whew. Let's find out. People are undervaluing how hard Drago loses to this deck. It's definitely a decent matchup for the Arch. Arch did really well in terms of day 1 to day 2 conversion in Birmingham, but didn't make a sim cut. Play Squawk and try and Thornton that out. That's interesting. Irida for Greninja and Trolley in the list. I mean, you wouldn't play Irida, right? You would just play Arven probably still. And then do what our last opponent did, which was have some tools in there. How's it going, Cheesecake? Been a while. Stoked to catch a stream. Hopefully it's becoming more frequent. Hopefully. That's the plan. Ancient box with a Cobalion and Grav Mountain. This is testing. You're right. I'm lying to you guys that I put playtesting in this title. I should have just said laddering. I haven't yet figured out how to integrate the two chats. I'm multi-streaming Benji for the first time, and I'm physically hopping through the chats, but it's not coming up on the screen. The screen is only showing the Twitch chat. That's something to work on. I'll make a note. A classic Raging Bolt. I am answering questions from both. I'm hopping between the two chats, but yeah. It's just the voices, don't worry about it. Would a Trolley Arch go second? I feel like going second, like the reason why I don't like a Trolley approach in this deck is you want to pick first, right? Surely. The deck can bully so much if it goes first and actually has a decent opener, like into Lugia and other stuff. And Lugia's a priority matchup, I think. Trolley has to go second with Badoo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to play Trolley in this deck because I want to go first. I want to go first and I want to go fast. I feel like I can early Dialga here. It's not likely a Dura goes down. I'm holding Cyclone, right? So I can do some, like... If I get Vessel from my next Frog, I can, like, evolve here, Cyclone, Vessel, evolve here. Dialga's pumping. Now that's some dreamer plays. Now that's thinking ahead. Just top deck Vessel forehead. Lugia with Gigas has been silly. It's made you want a second one for Ceruledge and replace Cincino entirely. Don't know about it just yet. I don't think it's that crazy. I know in Japan there's still a lot of the Cinccino. But I really think like a Rahul-esque build with either 2 Gigas or 1 Gigas, 1 Thornton, maybe, in Lugia. And then you just have like the basic suite with Weirdeer still. I think that's very valid. I want to make space in Lugia. I hate the consistency that it's at right now. I want to make the spaces. You're at Kieran's replacing Wellspring with Gigas. That's also like a really reasonable starting point. Very reasonable. Gigas is amazing, the rats are too important. Arch will just solo you if you don't play them, and Weird is not enough. That's probably the main reason to play rats, right? Arch is tough without it. Is there a good Legacy Energy Fireman that you could play? Oh, I guess Fire's not even good because they remove their own weakness. Probably not then. What Lost Box plays Fire? A Radzard Lost Box? Or apparently a Tina? All basic Lugia seems good. Think of the consistency. Voices are telling you to play it for EOIC. I don't think there's much wrong with that in theory, though. Never Vessel. So unlucky. So I guess I just Cyclone Frog. Sad. If we got Vessel there, we'd be in Disneyland. Do I just want triple Dur? I think I do, right? Triple Derp. Do I need to play Stadium here? Probably hold. The classic Scizor Radzard does play fire. That is so true. One of my favourite decks that never was. Play Stadium for Rescue Board. It looks worse now that I took a second one off prizes, but I didn't mind holding just to see what Stadium they played as a bounce. I'm not expecting hand disruption this turn, right? I expect it from next turn, probably. If I take out the Tina. Can I make a Prismatic Evolutions Guardy list? I'm going to be putting so much time into Guardy, don't you worry. I believe Guardy is the Bediff. So I will be putting certainly some time into it. Because I'm a believer. And I believe. Am I just falling for a walking into a nice Roxanne here? If I go Roxanne, get hit with like a Gate Zard and have nothing following up, do I have to preemptively put another Arch down? Set him up for a play? Bit of a weird one. I'm always moving this Cram, but I don't hate going to 4 here. Or do I go here? I just don't want to fall into a Roxanne, right? I think I just carry on taking Engine. Now I always play 1. Think I like attaching to Dialga now that I've got a damaged Arch. The alternative is just make another Arch on the bench, but he can still do like Prime Gusting on it. So I think it's just like this. What do we think? Holding towers for a path bump. Those were the days. The reversal box died when Dustomer came out. Yeah, that's quite sad. How's it going, Jack? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Deck list for this, I'll go over it again. I've missed some of the chat. Let me go up. That's pretty much what we expected. Jake likes reversal post row. Trying to figure out what my best supporter is here. I feel like... Ooh. Okay, not live. I feel like... Gus take Tina makes sense now. And then I'm threatening Thornton game. I probably need to bench Fez if I'm doing that somehow. I'll start like this and get some Greninja cycle in. Thornton obviously interesting. I don't have VSTAR access. Gus 2, he goes bonk plus Iono. I can always take out Zard. He's probably re-benching Tina's, trying to V-star me. I probably need to bench Dialga then, if I can't get that. And probably start pre-playing chaps as well. Because he's already played CC, alright, I want to try and make him have to pick between boss and rocks. He could be playing Prime, obviously, but... Okay, so he does play Prime. Doesn't bench a Tina, though. Oh. I think no bench Tina here means I'm in an insane spot. I guess he's just trying to... Don't think I fear boss, right? I only fear boss if he has a Thornton in his deck. But I lose if he Thorntons, right? He Thorntons and V-Stars for game. So I just take researches, right? Can Boss of Blood Moon, that's true. I mean, what else could I have done? Again, like, what could I have done differently this game? I'm still trying to figure out this deck. And obviously this isn't a matchup I've even encountered for a long time. Don't think I've ever had to think about Tina and Radzard as a combination. You think I have to dig for Churro there? Maybe. Their hand size, maybe. They're already down 2 Gusting cards. There's like one boss that I'm dodging, and it's very close. The problem is, right, he's bench locked there, but what if you play... Him being bench locked wasn't a problem, right? Because he had Radzard. Yeah. Bench lock isn't like a factor there. We got anyway? No. I don't think Dick Futuro is right there. I think because it's such low odds. I have a 25 card deck. Finding Churro there is just such a giga high roll, right? It's so unlikely, and I just have to force an attack there, right? Our deck's already random because of the researches. It doesn't matter then. I don't play no tools. Good luck us, I suppose. What can I find? Now I'll search to see if I have an Arch in my deck. I do. That's bust. GG. Can't believe you haven't tested the Lost Zone Tina Radzard matchup. Take me back. Alright, squeezed over the line. Tough though. He is a G for bringing Tina to this format. Tina still keeps people honest, right? Still has good... I mean, this is an archetype that is vulnerable to Roxanne. There are fewer and fewer decks that are vulnerable. Also, like, if I just find a Fez there, I'm probably in a really good spot as well, but... TM Crisis Punch. Thoughts on Starmie in the Arch? I think you'd play Starmie or Dialga. I don't think you can fit both. I don't hate Starmie, though. It's just what you expect to face. How's it going, Blue Notes? Could have played one prize with a powered-up Dura initially. That's true. Probably a good idea, that. Probably a really good idea. Have I played around with post Prismatic Evolutions Reggie Gang? No, I've not. Feel free to use the Discord. It's not the most active Discord, but there are people willing to reply to you. My advice would be to look higher up a tier list, but you already knew that. We are so back. We're so back. Do I want Relicanth against probably Guardy? You assume this is Guardy, right, when you see a key. It can definitely be more things than that, but probably not a Relicanth game. Probably not. We can always Night Stretch it back. That's a hand. It's certainly a hand of Pokemon cards. We played 10 metal, for those wondering. If that's just popped into your head just now. For any reason. Could be lax as well, that's true. You think Pulse? I don't think Pulse that likely. I think Badoo's their go-to, right, over Key. A top Japanese listed a Key? Okay, interesting. They have both options for first and second. It is a Dragapult. Dragapult all along. Oh, Badoo, you little slug. Don't try it, bro. Don't try it. Poke. Chat 1. We just saw why Archaludon's considered in this format. Because if this was the majority of other archetypes and you had the hand I had, you would just extend the hand to them. But I got to go stepping on some flowers. That is a really bad hand for them. They're in trouble now. Same as Ceruledge, yeah. That's also why Ceruledge is climbing the tier list. Good point. Good point. I can't draw any cards because of the key, right? Just thinking whether I want to arch the bench. Probably just want to do it active, right? I wouldn't mind drawing these cards. What's second in my tier list? Good question. I haven't really fleshed out my ideas too much. I've only just started looking at deck lists really in detail. And I haven't played with the majority of things. What's first? First on my tier list is Guardy right now. But it's the classic, like, it's like the Mew VMAX effect, where whenever Guardy's expected, people tech and the deck becomes a little weaker. But I still think it's really, really strong, because Banette Gardevoir was a really oppressive deck when it could find spots, but then also had to rely on a silly coin flip from a Shuppet, and had to commit loads of spaces for this stupid 1-1 line. And now we just get to play Badoo, and we get to keep all the really high power level stuff of Guardy, but then whenever we're at panic stations, we can turn into the Banette deck and just like monkey dory down prizes in the late game and just completely control a board. So Guardy's one of the exclusive decks where it's like good to Badoo throughout many turns of the game. Whereas a lot of decks, it's like, good to jam it turn 2. Guardy can find spots to buddy someone and completely ruin them at many points in the game. It's true to an extent with the Dragapult Dusknoir as well, in that, like, you can have a board state where you Budu whilst benching Duskull, and then the following turn you can find an avenue for Dusknoir plus Pult. That's why I probably think Pult Dusknoir is strong, but also we've really not enjoyed it after it being like a big thing in Japan for a while. Like, it's not really been picked up despite being a regional winning list early on this season. So there's some resistance, I think, for people to play Draga Dusknoir just from a consistency stance. It's been disgusting in both. Yeah, that's reasonable. The Jet Punch philosophy. Have I seen the Arch list that plays Puppet Offering? Sure have. It's Bert Walters, my teammate. I had it in my list when I played Pokestop. Now that we're going Jamming Tower, I think it's a little bit weaker. But if you're willing to sacrifice Jamming Tower, I think it's really good. What's my thoughts on Turtle Zard for after rotation? I haven't looked at rotation in nearly enough detail to know. I'm sus of Zard Pidgeot, if that helps. So a turtle approach hybriding sounds reasonable. Been seeing a lot of online Gali lists without Budu, optimal or throwing. I think that's throwing. Budu with Mochi and Sneasler and Klawf is absolutely sickening. That's Jack's been practicing a bit of that. Definitely one of the first things that we had in our mind. I think it's just the easy throwback to like Toad Laserbank, and then you draw the parallel, and the fact that Budu can take prize cards whilst not activating Fez and denying items. That's really, really damn scary. So I will certainly put time into a Terrapagos Trolley Budu deck. Getting wrecked by the ads. Hate to see it. My brilliant strategy really is paying off today. Budu Poison is hilarious. I think I've got it built, but I'm not going to switch over it tonight. I think someone asked about the... Wait, like an opener? This changes every... I don't even know what the currencies mean anymore, to be honest. Does anyone... Is anyone else lost in the currency source? I feel like if you actually play the game, it doesn't matter. You have infinite of everything anyway. For a quick update on the list, this is 59 cards, the same as the Champions League 60. I am -1 Iono, +1 Vessel. Very, very straightforward list. Trying out Jim Jam Tower after all of my previous testing has been Pokestop. You're currently at 1 Budu, 1 Klefki, no Rotom. Am I better off with double Budu down? I don't mind one of each. I think one of each is reasonable. I've seen a mixture of 1 and 2 Budu. I've seen a lot of double Budu in online lists though. Maybe it is important enough to play 2, to be honest. But I also like the Klefki idea. I do. Pulse matchups are still a bit grim. Lugia, Guardia's answers for it. Archaludon sounds like a miserable time. I have been beating some Draga earlier today with this. As a Dragapult player, please consider putting 2 Budu down. Yours sincerely. Oh dear. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. The matchups aren't stellar for Pulse. Anyone else a little bit worried about this opener? I'm a little worried. Honestly, Thornton's... I might need to Thornton next turn, actually. Oh, God. That means boss is off my table. Or do I just drop the pal pad here? Maybe drop the pad is the best thing to do. Yeah, drop the pad. Drop that pad. Because if my lone Dura is knocked out, I need it. If... I definitely need to keep both energy, right? Because I need to swing one this turn. Somewhere. I think it makes sense to be here. And then this. Okay. Saying thanks to Jack for giving you the win last round of day 1 in Birmingham. First time at regionals, you finished 5-3. Solid finish. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Only after you realised that it was Jack. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was fun casting. I haven't casted much with Mike, so we're still getting the right flow. We're similar in a lot of ways, but also different enough in ways that we need to figure out the right balance between us. I feel like I had a couple stream games where I wasn't happy with my own performance, but we move on. Very happy the Pokestop addicts will be in rehab post-row. Honestly, I think Pokestop's one of the craziest cards they've printed ever. If we look back at all the decks, it's made just so much better. It's disgusting. Oh no, I'm getting little buddied. Or am I getting cloufed? He probably shouldn't Badoo me here, right? Because I already have Dura Energy. Interesting. I guess because I only have 1 Dura down, they still think it's the best move. Interesting. I would also agree this is probably a claw angle, but not my nest ball. Rigged. Do I trust myself to draw another energy? 3, 4 out of 10. I think I turn attach an Iono. Show me Duras, please. Well, it's an Arch. Arch is good too. You can't reach an Arch, right? He reaches 29. Yeah, he reaches 29. Ooh. Now I have the debate of what's better. Hold, or swing. I guess because I don't have Gust, I let him take 1. Sorry, not Gust, heal. I just hammer in here. We go 1-1. What's he discard here? He discards this monkey. I guess it's one painful choice, so I may as well do this. Probably Sneasler, because he can't actually reach me anyway. We'll just hammer on in. They got rid of Fez, which is a surprise. That didn't feel like their lowest value card, but... And they got rid of Bonnet, so they can already... Okay, fine. Arch struggled to reach some numbers this weekend. I feel like the early hammer-ins are really vital in some matchups, and I do think that Dialga has to weave you out of bad spots at times, so I feel your pain. This deck is playing Dialga, yeah. Dialga Bridge. Time Bridge. Surely we can do something with that. Anyone? Roy, been a while. Been a while. How are you? We're not running Squawk, no. Progression series mod check, please. You're making me sad. Maybe. Maybe. Didn't get to see you at Birm. How was your weekend? Was it good? I really didn't see many people at Birmingham, actually. I was hanging out with the casters a lot. Apart from that, not many people. You went 4-4, that's a bit of a grief. I know I didn't see your name at the top, but 4-4's rough. Season has been scarred. I hear you, man, I hear you. Beach Court was saying people don't name their decks the same way anymore. They really don't. We're so boring these days. Imagine just trying to say something so that everyone can understand it rather than having a really specific in-joke they have to explain every time to everyone. That's so much more fun. Oh, interesting. I actually had the same outs for energy as I do Arch. Oh, I actually had more outs for the Arch. I was meant to Night Stretch energy there. Interesting. Oh no, because more Arches are still outs for me. Yeah, okay. Didn't think of that. Found the energy anyway. Genius. 3-6. What does he pitch? Just pitches a fish. We'll wait on that, I suppose. Or do I care about this Tarappa Galappa reaching with a Moach? Or do I try and get them on another turn? I'm trying to set up win really this turn. Yeah, we should just jam and make it as hard as possible for them to deal with Dialga, right? Just say if Dialga's not tackled this turn, we're in Disneyland. Churro looking kind of juice. Doing some coaching. Respect the grind, man. Respect it. I think coaching is really, really valuable. What's the matchup against Man City looking like on Saturday? I mean, Chelsea really are like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates these days, aren't we? You do not know what you're going to get. We'll certainly miss a bunch of chances. And we'll certainly concede. But it's whether or not Cole Palmer's a genius or not. Food poisoning is a good name for this deck. Yay, football. Alright, football chat done. Also, you just have to think that Pokemon progression is like never linear, realistically. Players who have done the right process for many months may not see the rewards for another year. So you have to really detach yourself from being results orientated, even though you put so much work in, and the tendency is to think, I'm working so hard, I should be seeing results. It's not like training for other things. You should just be enjoying the like discovery process and the grind of it all. If you're not enjoying that, then it's tough. That's when it will start to eat away at you. Twitter's been a roller coaster. That's funny. This game really is about persistence. There are many players who I know have been at a similar level for like a long time, and then there's like a month where something just clicks and suddenly they're like a consistent performer. And then there are other people who can have a season that's nuts and then dip for a season or two and this, that, and the other. Like, some people just get their head around a dex. It's just so different for lots of people. But the most satisfying thing should be like those moments where your awareness of something that you didn't think about before mattered. That's what should be really fulfilling, I think. Also, you have to think that there's a lot of people who are doing as much or more than you as well, to be honest. Like, just putting it frankly, that there are so many people in the game right now, so many more than in the past, that things that used to be sufficient may just not be anymore. That's something that I am still having to like come to terms with, that the amount of like my effort has probably decreased over the years, whereas lots of other people's effort has increased. So I'm also having to think about that a lot more. Not that my effort's like significantly low, but it's certainly lower than when I was like a teenager, early 20s sort of thing. What's the fastest way to get trade credits? I don't know any of the currencies on live, to be honest. Hopefully someone in chat can help you with that request. I play so much live that I just craft anything I need and don't use trade credits. I mean, if you can get to a good level at Hearthstone, it shows that you can do the TCG gamer brain thing, right? A lot of transferable skills. Chat saying celebrations is the way. Seems like good advice. I, for one, trust him. We spinning stops here. Research first. Probably research first. How am I attacking here? Yeah, probably not research first, actually. Maybe it's this first to keep potential churro line open. Ultra Ball? Never Ultra Ball. Okay. So we're never attacking this turn. This deck is so bad. Could be. We want this guy, right? He's a good guy. That's definitely good. That's definitely good. We chill. Poker Rab has redeemed Viewer Battle. Best of 1. Now, you guys might think I'm being rude by ignoring this request. But you don't know what deck he's going to play. And I do. I do know what deck he wants to play. And you don't want to see that. To be honest. That is Rab. The Rab around. Do I refund or take away the points? He does not deserve the points. Oh. Are we GXing and bundling in? I can go to 16, right? Oh, I probably just researched the 2. Yeah, yeah. Will I try the Banette? I was saying earlier that I like the Banette more when you played Pokestop. So if I was trying a no Gym Jam build, I would try it. Do I just swing for the 120 now and keep stuff open, or do I Ultra Ball the Arch, VSTAR, finish off, get punched, hope that I'm massive and can one-shot his next Arch? Probably what I gotta do, right? I just gotta announce VSTAR power now and say that I got the hit first. Honestly, we don't need pad. Do-do-do-do-do-do. My turn. What was I thinking discarding the pad instead of the boss? I knew I was having the next turn. What was I thinking? That's pretty bad, actually. It's pretty keck. Ah, whatever. I'll get to Mao to play you with it. Oh dear. There's always a bigger fish. Do I think Kieran is worth the spot in the list? Probably not. Is my honest answer. Probably not. How many matches do I have in live? I don't know, I'll have to have a look. Does it record friend battles? I imagine it would. The arch has been weird. Like, it's not felt that stable tonight. It's been a rickety bridge, really. There's times where I felt silly, but then also times where I've kind of just been like, well, I can't do anything else here. But I'm not winning. You have 6-7, 6-7 in 2 years. I played way more PTGO than I do PTG Live. He's a flippin'. Metal Defender. We'll check how many games we've played of live. It can't be that many. Have I played much Pulse? Not since Budu. I've played against it a few times, but haven't played it just yet. Death's Door's a good game. I don't have much time for any other games, to be honest with you. Other games is how you stay sane from Pokemon. Maybe that's where I went wrong, eh? Could be. Any reason you don't play music on the stream? I haven't figured out how to not get copyright striked. Wait, did I just lose myself the game? I can't attach to this guy. Throwing. I still have stretches in deck, obviously, but total throw. We'll just pass for a bit. Actual trolling. I was like, it's so over anyway, just do what you want, but that's like the only way for me to not win immediately. I had 4 other selections that win me the game immediately on the spot. That's pretty impressive, actually. There are definitely royalty-free music playlists, but I've tried to actively search those and use those, and I've then been struck afterwards, so they're not always telling you the truth. They're normally telling porcupines. What I need to do is just actually pay for like a license that like an umbrella license that covers like a bunch of tracks. That's what I should be doing, but haven't done. I haven't seen that Mela artwork before. She's nowhere near as rebellious in her school uniform. Kind of forgot that she was a kid. Wasn't she on a Rev of Room? Stats? Is it stats? Yeah, see, I've played nothing. Only a 6-win streak. That's tragic. Terrible. Terrible. What a loser. Full Arts post-quitting Team Star. Post-lobotomy Mela. Dialga really did sweep, huh? Is this channel and casting my full-time job? No, I work in the accounts department of the family business. If this was my full-time job, I'd be on the street. More pocket games than live games, that doesn't surprise me. You can't just click auto on PTGG Live. Although it feels like a lot of people have the same AI. Have I considered making more money in content? Not really, honestly. I really don't enjoy the YouTube game. I just want I think I have a healthier relationship with it as a hobby. If more people enjoyed what I did, that would be cool, but like... Some people get really into it, and you got to respect that, but I don't find joy in it, really. Does not spark joy. The turn 1 Cyclone. Do I trust my deck enough to find another Dura? Surely. But what if I miss? We'll give him something juicy to try and tackle. Almost missed. Okay. We're looking decent. We are looking decent. I find joy if Adam is complaining. Neuro, awesome, great to have you back. Cool. Good time to be playing Poke, I think. Fun format, about to rotate as well, so the game completely shifts. Everything's cheap as chips because people are opening packs like Skittles. Speaking of stuff that's criminal, the Poker Center Reg. I didn't even try, to be honest. Dragon Laser. I think he's cooked. Honestly, thanks for the follow. The third-party website was called Wait While. You can't make it up. Oh dear. That is something. We would have had the dream. I can Fez here, right? Nope. Didn't want to. Good. There's just one problem. You can't, Fairs. We'll just bonk then, I suppose. Having to mess with the URL. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Thank the brave Americans fist fighting in Costco for keeping the game cheap. Our salute goes out to you. You're going to open a pack on PTGO. It shows that we haven't updated those in so long that it still says PTCGO. Deary me. PTGO is the biggest loss of the 21st century. Perhaps. Perhaps. Redeem a Hydrate. I can do that one. I can do that one. The 21st century. He's up to something. He is up to something, that's for sure. You really enjoyed my casting over the weekend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I felt like I had a pretty weak tournament overall, but thank you. I'm glad you could find joy out of some parts of it. I'm always going to be my harshest critic, but some things I definitely could have done better. There he is. The Wincon. Clef it up. One of the better casters. My goal is to be the best. That's the problem. I'm nowhere near the best, so got to keep improving. This perfect hand to just VSTAR here, right? Hands down, one of. That's the problem, right? When you want to be the actual best, you can't be one of. You need to separate yourself from everyone else. But there's some very talented people out there. That's the problem. You are hands down one of the casters of all time. Yep, 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 yep. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I can attach a 28, so I can attach here and keep my option. And we flip Kronos. Are there any cards you wanted to be good in the last few sets, but you knew they weren't going to have a chance? Slacking was probably the latest one in that list. Slacking EX. Thought they had a lot of cool elements. Caster doesn't get muted. Yeah, it's sad that that's the state of things, but suppose that's a compliment. Just me talking about slacking again. Nothing to see here. Couldn't be me talking about slacking brackets again, could it? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stretcher for Frog. 9, 10. All my energy are there, but I have more stretchers, right? I have 2 more stretchers. So we bonk and go to 2. There was a Trapper Ghost with a 1-0-1 slacking that got day 2 in Rio. Let's get it. Now we're talking. Does Arch have legs going into this format? I got 128 at Birmingham, but lent towards a Zard Polt for EUIC. I think the format should be shifting favourably for Archaludon. If you think that Dragapult is going to be as popular as it was in Japan out here, which it hasn't been ever before. Like, it reminds me of Lost Tina, where Japan played it way more than us for a long time, and Dragapult just seems to be that deck that is played way more in Japan than it is out here. But if you expect a lot of Pult, if you expect a lot of just like Budu in general, this deck plays well into Budu, so it like limits the plays of a lot of decks now. And I suppose if you play the Jamming Towers, you're trying to balance Gardevoir a little bit. It's also decent into Lugia, like it forces a good amount. Like if you go first into Lugia, I feel like as long as you set up, you're not losing that game. So I think its matchup spread gets a little bit better than it was. Although I suppose it was already trying to farm Drago, so it's not a big difference. Hey. I don't know, maybe it's similar. Dragazard I haven't looked into enough. I did start noting that it's been having some online results though. Kind of interesting. The main thing that makes me interested is like I'm very sus of a Candy Pidge Duskzard in a Budu world. So trying to hybrid those two is interesting to me. You were trying Trolley Energize? Interesting. So the reason I try and sell me on Trolley Energize, because my skepticism is that I want to pick first with this deck. And obviously if you're playing Trolley, you have to opt second, right? I feel like opt first is probably right for this format that we're in now. But equally, I've suffered some really poor hands, so... We hate Pult out here. We do hate Pult out here. You like Trolley or Scramble? Interesting. We've been trying Cyclone. There's been times where Cyclone's felt like a wasted card, but I suppose you'd have the same effect with Scramble at times. But there are times where it's been absolutely disgusting. I've done some cool like Churro plus Cyclone plays and felt pretty good about myself. Keep pushing that go first propaganda. Gives you a decent matchup into Dragathorns. That's interesting. Surely you want to go first into Dragathorns as well, just to get earlier energy drops, right? Earlier energy drops, manual evolve without an ability, and start just like swinging into the Thorns seems... Although the 30 damage is good into Thorns as well, so you have to like... go second prod for 30, but then you have to avoid the Crispin attack turn. That sounds really bad. Like if they go first attach, Crispin attach, then your 30 prod is dead, and then you have no acceleration until you start gusting Drakloaks. And that's a pretty specific hand without Greninja draw, right? I think I want to go first into Dragathorns, don't I? Oh, you play Cologne? Okay, that is different. Playing Cologne is definitely different. Yeah, if you don't play Cologne, I think it's tragic to go second. It was a bit wonky. I'll have a look at the list, Ben. Cheers. It was wonky. Eric, how's it going? Now that we can Featherball Budu, why isn't Cinderace Bediff? Does Scorbunny have a KO attack on a Budu? No? Sad. It's a coin flip. That's so sad. Erink. Erin. Erin Kingma. There you go. Now I've read your name properly. Sorry, Erin. I'm jumping through multiple chats and playing the game suboptimally. Give me a sec to compose myself. Dearie me. Rinky dink. Starting double jamming this early is really bad, but maybe we grief Evo and it doesn't matter. I can't believe I was I was trying to search up Skull Bunnies and seeing which ones were in format. It's actually tragic that the Skull Bunny can't kill a Budu. So sad. What are you doing going first when you could get locked? I can just hammer him in. I'll just go, How do you feel your bench on a trolley arch? You get loads of Duras, a frog, and a Dialga, and you go for it. Go for it, go for it. Oh, it's Cinderace. Okay, I'm getting lost in the conversations. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of my energy out the deck now. Yeah, that's fine. There would be worlds where I try a metal coating here, but I don't think I'm in that world right now. Would I sooner take Cinderace or Hydreigon to a tournament? Now that's a question. You know, Cinderace was like that very same deck as Hydreigon that was like overhyped turbo garbage just from the set before, right? Where if you look back at all my comment section, it's like, no, Joe, you're not seeing the lines of Cinderace. You can Featherball, Pidgeot, and Cinderace, Joe. You don't understand. And I'm like, I do understand. I'm telling you I understand. So I've had to argue against both decks probably an equal amount. So it would probably be a coin flip. The one concern I have is that post-rotation, there may be... I mean, there is no bench protection. And with far fewer relevant decks, maybe Hydreigon one day can be realistic. I don't think Cinderace will ever be realistic. First Prismatic Cup very soon. Have no idea what to play. Feels like there's going to be a lot of Budu, Dragger, and Guardia. I think that's a safe bet. Those will be popular for sure. My advice would be play something with Budu yourself. And right now, I do quite like Ceruledge and I do quite like Arch as like counter picks to the stage. If you don't want to play the stage 2s, I quite like those as choices, honestly. Oh, and Clorf with Clorf Poison Package is cool as well. 3-6, that gets me to 7, 8. That's a lot of energy going. That's all my energy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we just say, oh well. Ah. That's pretty good. Blast. Losing DTE next set, yeah. DTE is pretty bonkers. He managed to get into Stockholm. Was there a mad dash for it? Is it full now? Or is it pretty chill? Most stress-free? Yeah, see, I was like 2 or 3 minutes late and my housemate just reminded me of the time and I was like, oh no! But then I still got in pretty chill. That wouldn't have happened a few months back. Palkia Terapagos prior to the weekend, so I added onto that and have tried it with Budu as well if you go second. And play so that if you go first you set up the frog. Does Palkia Terapagos have to play Latiasi X next set just to play around Budu? they haven't yet thought about going wild on special energy again, but their design space was super limited with, with Lugia knocking about. That is true. Stamp? I hardly know her. Body Gravestone. I like that idea a lot. Because obviously Bennett tried it. I feel like it's a cool combo in Guardy for sure. It just lets you trap way more stuff, right? I think that's worth looking into. I honestly feel like the reason why I rate Guardy so high is just the element of mid-game cheese you can do with the deck now with Budu, while you're just doing your monkey business in the back and prodding something trapped. Potential for Pult as well. Yeah, Pult's been partial to a little bit of Gravestone in the past. Not too popular, but has been done, has been known. Is that Alakazam EX's way back into the format? Where did someone say way back? As I start reading Alakazam EX again. Show me the Ultra Ball. Ooh, that's even... Well, it sounds good. How does the Thornton actually work? It doesn't always line up. It's like... I mean, Thornton's generally that card. But in this deck, it's definitely like a low odds play that you're playing towards, but it lets you back into games you shouldn't be winning otherwise, so you kind of have to allow it. Get Relicanth out of the deck now! Why? Is it that bad? Don't you need it for Mirror? Yeah, the idea is to go, force the VSTAR out, right? You need to have it in a hand with a couple arches, which isn't easy, but... Every mirror, both players play around it anyway. I mean... I guess, but... Thanks for the follow. It's pretty good into Lugia as well, right? Lugia punches you. Terrapagos it's good into. Seems like it's good into a few things. Yo, thanks for the sub as well. Tilted, how's it going? Their start was pretty woeful. Alright, we've been going on just over an hour. I think I'll play one more game and then we'll head off. Still a bit more progress to go. I can start taking things seriously when we get to Arceus, I suppose. Haven't really been recording the games. I want to get a decent ladder placement before I start really doing so. Guardy deck summary tomorrow. Probably going to be doing Archaludon tomorrow. My plan is, I have a new plan for the deck analysis videos, because, so here's my plan. Stream a lot more, so you guys get more gameplay by just going onto YouTube and checking out the live stuff. But then the videos themselves are going to be more similar to the World Spotlight videos, where it's talking about the deck in greater detail, but not having the gameplay at the back end. I'm hoping that improves my workload, because the behind-the-scenes aspect of this is that previously I would be doing all of this gameplay off-stream, recording it, and post-comming basically the best games of the night. And that just takes up a whole lot of time. And then, like, post-comming at times 2 speed, chopping it all up, editing it all, that sort of thing. And I think that's a lot of wasted energy. And I think it's like more personal on the stream to actually just ask questions and bounce ideas around. And ultimately you see more gameplay this way as well, rather than like me hand-picking games, hoping they're the best, most interesting ones. There will always be those matchups that people are interested in that just aren't on the video, where I show like 3 or 4 games. So I'm hoping this is going to be a better experience for viewers. First of all, I want to see how it affects my workload, but I also want to see how it affects the channel. I think I lose because I'm up against Lux Chomp. Could be. Could be. I only have 1 Dura down. That's the actual scary part of this. More content, more good. That was my idea, really. Oh no. No backup Durs. I could be getting wrecked here. Do I not give him the cards? Real question. Just came up with it. Don't give Clorf the cards. Don't give the trolley deck the cards, huh? 3-card hand. What did they discard? They discarded a supporter. Enter the Mind Palace. I think it's jamming pass. Let's go jamming pass. What a strange Gust choice. We're in a standoff. We're still in a standoff. Well, they can... Okay. They chose not to grab Forest and said 10 damage was better. Interesting. 4, 5. That's energy number 6. I still just have to prioritize getting extra Durs down, right? Otherwise I'm just losing on the spot. Classic. Okay. Duraludon. We're in business. If they Gust Dialga, I can do that first attack, but in theory, if they draw out of it, they have the 2 prizer lined up, right? They definitely should be they should be targeting the Dialga. I suppose they're just not they're not expecting their hand to get good, right? Meta chess for EUIC, probably too early to have a real good idea. But let's give it a go anyway. Let's have a think, shall we? I think Gardevoir will be popular. I think Lugia... Do I think Pult will be that popular? Let me check my tweet from earlier. What decks are good? Yeah, I think Lugia... Probably something surprise. Those are probably going to be the top 2. I think both of those are probably going to be like 14, 15%ers, I think. Those are going to be both popular picks. And then I think it could be similar to this format in that then there'll be like lots of 8%. I think like Arch, Miraidon, Ceruledge, Draga. Maybe still some Drago believers. That's my early prediction. Think this deck has a shot of being really popular? It could be. I don't think it's going to be like... I mean, it did win the Champions League, so it will be on a lot of people's radars. It's one of the first things I wanted to try. Is there a world where Drago uses Budu? I think Clef's still better because saving the VSTAR power is still the best way to checkmate people, and Itchy Pollen doesn't help you get that. So I think Clef's still better than Itch, but I think Latiasi X in Drago makes a lot of sense. So you can pivot. 3, 6, this is 7. 8, 9, 10 is there. I will do this. Interesting. We're probably just gobbling Fez, right? Probably just gobbling Fez. Counter catcher's got to go. Energy got to go. Really can't fin the prizes, unfortunately, right now. But 16 plus 8 is pretty good. Good spot, though. Good spot. I like where your head's at. Playing Luger in a meta with Heavy Zard, Pult to Rapagos. Miraidon with a Budu if you miss turn 1 hand seems pretty good. Yeah, I thought that would be pretty decent as well, actually, but it hasn't been performing that well, and also like your early first 2 Ball Search cards are almost always Miraidon then into Squawk or vice versa. So you probably need to play like 4 Ultra 4 Nest, which is actually something I did in a recent tournament in Stuttgart. I did that. So you probably need to go really Ball Search heavy in Don if you want to make that call. Also, you can play 1 Poffin to go Magnemite Budu, which is kind of cute. You also need to get Lati down as well, right? So you need to get Squawk, Miraidon, Lati, Budu. That's a lot of guys. And then you need to float your bench space to be Pikachu EX before Area 0 as well. So it does make you build really weirdly. Maybe it makes you have double Night Stretcher in the list as well, so that you can pitch a bunch of the other interesting, like, good basics and not have to worry about it too much. Alright, this guy's cooked. It's Jova. Assemble. Have I misplayed my energy, actually? I might be in trouble. I've played 4 Stretcher, and that's 10 energy committed. I gotta pick up one of these boys. Have I thrown? Maybe throw? Could be throw. Easily could be throw. That's just fine. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I hit Churro, so I think I'm in biz. I think it's a we're so back moment. almost through on our energy management. Almost. No, I put back another churro, so I can't be stalled. Yeah, we just padded at the end. This might be one of the only reasons why the Clorf Terrapagos Budew Poison, like, the reason Budew Poison is really good in Clorf, but this matchup existing might be the reason why it's not just, like, super popular in Japan. Because it feels so broken to be Budewing for 80, right? But this deck just doesn't care. I think Baby Moon is a pretty good play. I think that's a meta call deck, right? We have seen some decent placements for the deck. Because it can farm Guardy with the like if you play Monkey Dories, you can be a challenge for the Pult decks as well. This is funny. I have to pick up the Fez here, right? Wait, if I pick up Fez, I never actually have enough energy to win. Did I get got? I have to let boss be win for him. Because if he just takes out this Dur, I have not enough energy to win. Damn. Good luck. No. So we definitely went wrong with the energy. We went too hard. I recognized it too late. To be fair, it's an Iona to 1, so you can never feel like you should get there, but we have a lot of outs in our deck that like still get us there, to be honest with you. I think Nest was one of our only dead cards in the deck at that point. Interesting. I think that's our first loss to the Terrapagos, isn't it? Or did I lose earlier to the to us having a really bad opener? Oh no, that was the Terrapagos Dust Noir that we lost to. Well, I guess it's taken me 2 hours to start seriously misplaying with the deck, so we should probably head on out on that front. Interesting deck, though. It felt at times disgusting, but also it definitely feels Rags or Riches. When you don't get the free cards, everything falls apart. So true. The jamming... So we did beat the Guardy that we faced, and Jamming Tower was directly impactful in that regard, right? We didn't see them attempt Evo plays, but they did have a Bravery Charmed balloon that couldn't blow us up. That then meant they had like a really terrible turn attacking with an EX. Vessel versus Iono versus like 11th Metal. The discussion about Metal is interesting just because against Badu it's even more odd, like outs. And it's physically more energy, which funnily enough would have helped us in that final game. But that's like a resource thing. I think 10 is like the top end anyway. So it's whether that Floating Vessel is better as like a supporter card or anything else. 2 Iono, 2 Gear and Pad is a little on the cheeky side, I suppose. I'm quite low. Did we pull off any busted Thornton plays? Not really tonight. That's just how Thornton is, though. You kind of just have to play it and say that it comes up 1 in 10 and saves the day. Or you just, like, cut this, play Iono or Trekking Shoe or something like that. You know me, I love a Trekking Shoe. Any decks other than Pult you think will be good in Prismatic? Sure, I think Ceruledge is a real deck now. I think it was a meme before, but I think it's real. I've been trying a Palculus list, because I really like Burnett. I think Burnett's probably better in Ceruledge than it is in Arch, because this deck gets to the bottom of the deck all the time, so your stretches are, like, great with it. So I think Ceruledge is much better. I think Dragapult's good as well. I just haven't played enough with it. My personal inclination is that I'm going to try more Miraidon because it's a comfort idea for me. I'm also going to try a couple of these. I feel like I don't have the confidence in my own play at an IC to beat the best players in the world with Dragapult or Gardevoir, but I think I can beat the best players in the world with Arch, Ceruledge or Miraidon because I'm cheesing them and putting the emphasis on them and playing like just well enough to beat those players, you know? That's kind of where my head's at. Trekking Shoes, Luke's in. Say no more. Doesn't matter what the deck. If there's a space, it's a shoe. That's why you should play Arctina. I played Arctina at the last EUIC. It's the same logic. I'm applying the same logic. I can judge the best players in the world, and sometimes they brick. And now it's like, I can Iron Hands the best players in the world, and sometimes they can't answer it. Anyway, that's... is that why you play it as well? Yeah, there you go. Let's raid someone, shall we? I haven't raided in a while. How do I do this? There's not many people on live. Oh, is Amy on? Is she live? Looks like she's live. Okay. Let's raid Amy. It was her birthday just the other day, so make sure you say happy birthday to her. Cheers, guys. I'm hoping this is going to be more frequent, so we'll try raiding now. And thanks for everyone who's popped by. Expect more of these. It's going to be chill. It's going to be just chatting and battles, mostly. 1 deck a day. We'll see how it goes. See you later.